What's up, you guys? I'm Karl from Selector, and today I've got the Fuji X-E3. Hold on. Today I've got the Fuji X-E3. It's the latest interchangeable APS-C X-Trans 3 sensor from Fuji. You know, there's not a lot I can say about this at this point. It's going to give you the same picture quality as X-T2, X-Pro 2, X-T20. Any interchangeable lens Fuji camera with the X-Trans 3 sensor uses the same lenses as any other camera in the lineup, so you're going to get the same picture quality. So really what it comes down to is price point, usability. The size of this is really nice. They've made a few tweaks to the interface. It's got a touchscreen, a few little other doodads and odds and ends. We'll talk about all that later. But right now, it's the Santa Claus Parade here in Toronto today, and I'm going to go down there and shoot this. It's going to be a great chance for me to give this little guy a try, and we'll talk about it when I get back. So let's do this. Oh, it's cold. Oh my God, the wind. It's so cold. But this is about street photography. This isn't about my comfort. This is about getting the shot no matter what. And any good street photographer knows that one of the funnest things to do is shoot a parade. So every year I'm at the Santa Claus Parade and wait. Crap. Dude.
Wow.
I totally missed the Santa Claus Parade. I dropped everything to come down here and totally got here in time to see Santa's butt driving past me. Ugh. Worst street photographer ever. But it's not the end of the world. I still got this camera. I can still tell you a bit about it. Let's get back to the studio and talk about some of the details on this X-E3. It's really cold. This is stupid. I need to move to somewhere better, warmer. All right, back to the studio. Well, that was an exercise in futility. Christmas is ruined. Anyways, we're here to talk about the Fuji X-E3 camera. And, you know, honestly, this is more of a hands-on preview, I guess, than a review. There's not much reason for me to go into a full in-depth review on this because it's the same sensor. And you're shooting with the same lenses as just about every other Fuji camera. Well, every Fuji camera that I've reviewed this year. It's the X-Trans 3 sensor, you're using the same optics. You're gonna get the same picture quality. Really what it boils down to is form factor, and the X-E3 form factor in particular. Now, fans of the X-E series, you know, let me talk about Fuji for a second. There's X100 people, there's X-Pro 2 people, there's X-E3 people, there's X-T20 people. There's people that love the certain form factor in the lineup and they're going to gravitate towards it. And X-E people are not going to be disappointed with the X-E3. Right off the bat, they're giving you the new X-Trans 3 sensor. So hooray, the party's on, X-Trans 3. I've gone on and on and on and on and on about the X-Trans 3 sensor. I like it. I like the way it produces images. It's giving me 24 megapixels, really fantastic dynamic range, fantastic contrast in the shadows. Look at any of my other reviews for me to go on and on about the X-Trans 3 sensor. It's great. It's state of the art. And now it's available in the X-E series of cameras. The big thing they touted when this camera was released is it had Fuji's latest and greatest autofocus algorithms so that you could have super duper fast autofocus. And yeah, it's fast. Fuji's saying, oh, it's about 30% faster than previous versions. And it's peppy. I mean, every time a new camera comes out, the claim's always the fastest autofocus in the world. Yeah, this is good. It's speedy. But one of the things Fuji does is they always take these kinds of innovations and trickle them down to the rest of the series. So this autofocus algorithm, although this was only released a few weeks ago, it's already showed up in the X-T2, so the X-T2 got a little speed boost there. You're probably gonna see it show up in the X-Pro 2 and X100. Fuji's gonna put it out wherever they can. Right now it's limited to this in the X-T2, but that could change by the time you see this video. So don't quote me on that, all right? Wait, look, no D-pad. It's a new thing. I think they're testing the waters. Instead of a D-pad now, you know that little D-pad that we've always had right here on every digital camera since forever? Now it's gone. And now you've got this big wide open space for you to put your thumb in. Put it right there. Thumb space. But now you use the focus selector nubby right there, this guy, to navigate most of your menus. It has a touchscreen, but the touchscreen functionality is kind of limited. It lets you sort of choose a focus point or choose a focus point and actuate the shutter, but it's super laggy and it kind of feels like proof of concept. It's not really something that I'm into. So most of your navigation is going to be with this nubby. And you know, honestly, it works fine. But the small little joystick, once in a while, I go a little too far, I have to go back. You get used to it, it's not the end of the world. Now all the buttons, just like X Pro 2 and X100F, all the buttons are on the far right of the LCD on the back. So the idea is you get one-handed operation when you're in the field, and it works fine. I'm getting used to this on the Fuji cameras, so there's sort of a commonality of interface design on all their cameras, with the exception of the X-T2, which still has buttons all over the place. So I don't know what's going on with that, but maybe the X-T3 or the X-T2S or the X-T2R. Anyways, I can't really say anything about that. Shoots 4K video, big deal, right? It's just like, it's like, yeah, that really comes in handy as a street photographer. Shoot 4K video. But I guess if you're out and you wanted to like vlog something, I'm vlogging, at least you can do 4K. It's not super good 4K like the X-T2. It uses the entire sensor, so there's going to be some line skipping or pixel binning or something happening that makes the image quality not quite as good, but it's there if you need it. How's the shutter sound? It's like, it's fine. It's like, sort of reminds me, it's like maybe not as quiet as the X Pro 2, but that just could be because the X Pro 2, it probably has the same shutter mechanism, but the X Pro 2's got a bit more body around it, so it tends to dampen the sound of the shutter. I don't know, I'm making that up. I'm entirely making that up. I don't work for Fuji, I don't know how they design their things, but it feels about the same to me. It's fine. I mean, it's so hard to review a Fuji camera now because they're good. Every one of them is so good. And if you like this form factor as opposed to an X100 or an X-T2 or an X-T20, I think you get this one. It's fine. Just put your money into a good lens, grab like a 23 f2 or whatever your fancy is, and get out there and just start taking some pictures, because, you know, it's just another tool to do just that. And hold on. Oh yeah, EVF baby. Yeah, it's so good. You know, in a lot of ways, it's funny because this kind of reminds me of Fuji's Leica CL, but this came out before the Leica CL, which means that Leica CL is really Leica's Fuji X-E3. Anyways, it's a solid little performer. It hits a sweet spot for a lot of people. And a lot of people really prefer this form factor. And if that's you, then get one. You're not going to be disappointed in this camera. I got the silver version right here, but it comes in black, which is a little more stealthy for the street. Get whatever color you like, and that's it. That's all I got to say about this camera. I'm Karl from Street Shooter, and that's enough of me. Now get out there and take some pictures already. That's what I'm gonna do. But just not Santa Claus, because I showed up too late for that. Stupid Santa.